Hello guys and welcome back to TechWolf. Today I'm going to show you how to create a partition on Asus laptop in Windows 11. And to do that, let's open a file explorer, and here in the left hand side let's open partitions on this PC. Click into this PC and here you will see what partitions you have. And now let's open a command prompt, and to do that in search type in command prompt. Once you will start typing you will see this very first command prompt. Right click on it and click on run as administrator and run command prompt as administrator. To create a partition, write in disk part and hit enter, and you will get into the interactive mode. Type in list disk, hit enter, and you will see all disks which are on your computer. I have only one disk, and this is disk 0, as you can see here in the first column. And this disk has 80 gigabytes and free space which I can use is 9 gigabytes. And now to create a partition we use the next command, which is simply create a partition. And space, and after you have written a command create a partition and space, after this you need to specify what type of partition you want to create. There are three main types of partitions which you can create. Primary partition, this is the main partition on hard drive and can contain an operating system. This means that if you are planning to add another operating system on these partitions, then you would create a primary partition like so. And second type of partition is extended partition. This type of partition can contain multiple logical drives, allowing for more flexible storage options. This means that if you are creating a simply partition for storing some files or folders, and third partition which you can create is logical partition, and these are created with an extended partition and can be used to organize data separately. We will be creating extended partition, so type in extended space, and after space you can also add a parameter of size. If you will not add this parameter size equals, this means that this partition which you are creating, it will use all free available space. As you can see in my disk free there is 9 gigabyte of space. If I will not add this last parameter size equals to and specify size in megabytes, and 1 gigabyte is 1000 megabytes, for example, if I will give 5 gigabytes or 5000 megabytes to this partition will use 5000 megabytes or 5 gigabytes from these 9 free gigabytes which I have here. But if you will not specify this last parameter size equals to whatever in megabytes, gigabytes you want to give to this particular partition, then this partition will use all free available space, meaning it will use all 9 gigabytes. And hit enter. And as you can see, in our scenario we didn't create this partition, and this is because I made a mistake. And before we create this partition we need to select a disk. So in our scenario disk is 0. Type in a command select disk space and specify what disk you want to select. As we want to select this disk 0, I will type in there 0 and hit enter. Now once I'm in selected disk, now by clicking arrows up or down on my keyboard I can return to previously written commands. So I return back to create partition extended size 5000 as I want to create this partition in this selected disk 0, and I hit enter. And as you can see, logical and extended partitions cannot be created on GPT disk. Instead create primary partitions. As you can see, I can't create this because I'm using a virtual box on virtual machines, this particular Windows version. That's why I can't create this partition. And I am showing you all these mistakes, guys, so you just can see in this command prompt tutorial how you are troubleshooting all these problems and how you are also reading all these messages if you are doing something wrong, so you have a real feel of how to use a command prompt. So again I type arrow up, and as we cannot use, as you can see, extended partitions cannot be created, we can create only primary partitions, and that's why I also at the start explained you what is primary and all three types of partitions which you can create. So instead of extended, type in there primary and hit enter, and this will create, as you see, disk part succeeded. Partition didn't appear because we still need to assign a letter to this partition. As you can see, this first one is disk C, second one this is D, and we need to specify a letter for this partition which we created. And to do that, type a next command which is assign space letter, and we will give this partition a letter Z, so equal and Z. And with this next command assign letter Z, we are assigning a letter Z to partition which we just have created and hit enter. And as you see, disk part successfully assigns the driver letter mount point, and here we can see now this partition which we have created also on our user interface, and in this partition we can store 5 GB of data.